From WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your #1 source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Right now at 8 o'clock on Fox 52, shooting investigations are underway. The new information we have learned overnight about a shooting in Raleigh that left 3 people under the age of 18 hurt. And where the search stands for the gunman after a toddler is grazed by a bullet in a suspected road rage incident.
And we had rain overnight last night. That rain for the most part is over, but you may still run into a little bit of mist and drizzle. I'll show you when all this cloud cover moves on out coming up.
Plus, Wake County Schools could soon be changing its anti-bullying policy. Why one board member says increasing mental health resources would be a step in the right direction. A lot of news and weather to get to on your Tuesday morning, November 1st. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, lots happening here on this November 1st. We move into, this kind of weather pattern had a lot of moisture in it through the Halloween hours last night. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center seems to be pushing off now.
It is. We still have a lot of cloud cover out there. You might run into a little bit of drizzle or patchy light rain, but the bulk of the rain is out of here. Now we're just waiting for the drier air to arrive around lunchtime and push all this cloud cover out, leaving us with what should be a really pretty afternoon. We're seeing a little light shower there in Goldsboro, just east of Wilson, up around parts of the eastern sections of Northampton County and Halifax County. Some holes in the clouds up above, but a pretty solid deck of low cloud cover across most of the viewing area right now. You can see that as we take a look over southeast Wake County. Futurecast definitely showing a few patches of rain, but we get to lunchtime, and here comes the dry air, pushing all those clouds out of here and leaving us with a beautiful afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. We have, of course, to deal with some of this fog and low cloud cover, though, for the next few hours still before we see that sunshine. Look at this. This is a live look at North Hills, and some of the buildings are obscured by the clouds. This is low cloud cover, not necessarily fog, because we're looking at it from pretty high above. It's warm out there, though. 64 degrees officially in the Triangle, 68 in Fayetteville, and our cool spot is 55 in Roxborough. Again, with some sunshine this afternoon, we warm up nicely into the mid-70s, and I'll show you why this warming trend is likely to stick with us for most of the week. Coming up, Brian.
Elizabeth, it's a busy morning here at 8:02 as we take a look at traffic. We're watching a crash right now on the Beltline on 440 westbound right around Lake Boone Trail, and we are seeing some huge delays this morning. Michael Grace is out there this morning in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker with a live update, and it looks like they're making some progress getting all this cleared up.
Well, there's only one car left, but you can see there's still one lane open only when we go westbound. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to get behind the camera and show you what is still causing this delay out here as you make your commute this morning. Now we can see that one car left right there is that white sedan, but you can also see just how beat up it got during this crash. So that tow truck actually came in from the front. They realized it was too damaged to tow it up from the front, so they actually blocked off traffic entirely at one moment so they could take that car and then go backwards as it reverses in onto that tow truck. So that literally stops traffic to a complete halt for all lanes for a short while. But Brian, as you mentioned, once you get to Wade Avenue, things clear up. Hopefully that's still the case on your side.
Sensors right now, it looks like everything's moving along nicely once you get beyond that crash, but the delays on 440 westbound begin all the way back toward Wake Forest Road, and we had an earlier crash around Brentwood Road, and we still have some lingering backups there from 87 out toward New Bern Avenue. Put it all together, and you're looking at huge delays there on the Beltline, about a 48-minute backup overall. If you can pick up 440 westbound from Lake Boone Trail or Wade Avenue, you'll be in good shape heading on into South Raleigh. The good news there is they are working to get all of this cleared up, and they are making some pretty good progress. We have several minor crashes showing up on our map around Wake County especially, although they're not causing too many big problems, with one exception. As you come in through Garner, we have the typical delays on 40 westbound, about a 9-minute backup all the way through Garner, and then some heavy slowdowns as you head into South Raleigh. A report of a crash on 40 westbound right around Gorman Street, contributing to these 20-minute delays right now. Need to allow plenty of extra time heading out toward West Raleigh and Cary. Good news is that all of those backups are kind of holding back traffic volume between Wade Avenue and 540 right now. It's a smooth ride out to the airport. I want to check in on those major approaches from the north on southbound Capitol Boulevard coming in from Wake Forest, a 9-minute backup, and then about a 9-minute slowdown coming in from Rollsville on 401 southbound. I want to take a look at Durham this morning. We are still seeing a little bit of a lingering delay on 40 westbound between 751 and 54, but that has eased up nicely, and just the usual backups in both directions of the Durham Freeway between 147 and I-40.
All right, thank you, Brian. We're tracking breaking news in Raleigh. Police have been on the scene of a shooting that left 3 young people hurt for hours. This is all happening on Sumner Boulevard. That's where we find WRAL's Naya Hardin. Naya, police released new information about this overnight.
Yeah, right now police are on the scene here. They've been here for hours, and you can see a little bit more activity now that it's lightened up a little bit. You can see investigators out of their vehicles now. It looks like they're taking a look at some things where you see that caution tape there. This, as we know this morning, that there are 3 people, all of them under the age of 18, who are in the hospital. 2 of them, we're told, have serious injuries. The other one is expected to be okay. The shooting happening here around 9 o'clock last night on Sumner Boulevard. Police still have a lot to answer here. They're trying to figure out if the people who were shot knew each other. They're also trying to figure out if they knew who the suspected shooter was. Now, they're also asking for people to provide information if they saw anything or heard anything, to contact them. Naya Hardin, WRAL News in Raleigh.
A toddler was grazed by a bullet during a suspected case of road rage, and the person who did it is still on the run this morning. The encounter ended at this gas station outside of Hillsborough, where the father, with the toddler in his back seat, managed to pull away safely. Deputies say it started on NC 86 when the shooter fired into the father's car several times. The toddler in the back seat had a burn mark on his back, but is expected to be okay other than that. Investigators say this appears to be a random act of violence. They have not identified the shooter.
A search is underway this morning for the driver who hit a woman out trick-or-treating with her kids and didn't stop. Video from the WRAL breaking news tracker shows the scene after 7 o'clock last night on Mulberry Banks Drive in Clayton. The woman who was hit was taken to the hospital just as a precaution. The kids are okay. Neighbors say the area is not well lit and drivers just fly down the road all the time. Officers have not given a description of the car involved in that hit and run.
Wake County Public Schools is trying to fight bullying. The Board of Education is holding a work session today to revisit its anti-bullying policy. Board member Roxy Cash says she has seen firsthand the impacts mental health struggles can have on kids since she works in a hospital. Cash wants protections for bullying victims and funding to bring mental health workers into schools. Today's meeting this afternoon at 3:30.
And happening tonight, NC State is inviting students and others on the campus in the campus community to discuss mental health challenges. The State of Wellness Forum comes after a student died just last week. Campus leaders say at least 3 students have died by suicide this semester. Others say they need help dealing with the stress of life on campus. Tonight's discussion runs from 6 to 7 at the Tally Student Union. And now to breaking news out of Chicago. Police are looking for answers after a drive-by shooting left at least 14 people hurt, including children. Investigators say the victims include a teen, an 11-year-old, and a 3-year-old. So far, no deaths. Police say someone was also hit by a car at the scene. Some of the victims were attending a vigil that police say does not appear to be connected to the shooting. Authorities believe there were 2 shooters. They have not made any arrests.
The man accused of attacking House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband is due in California in a courtroom today. Court documents show David DePape told police he wanted to attack the House Speaker Pelosi. Investigators say DePape told them he wanted to hold Nancy Pelosi hostage and break her kneecaps. Paul Pelosi remains in the ICU but is expected to make a full recovery. DePape is facing charges including attempted murder.
And here at home, the Duke Energy Performing Arts Center in downtown Raleigh could soon get a new name. City Council is meeting tonight to discuss renaming the facility that houses the Maimandi Concert Hall, the Kennedy Theater, and more. The company, Martin Marietta, is offering more than $500,000 per year over 20 years to have the facility named after it. If approved, the new name would be the Martin Marietta Center for the Performing Arts. Tonight's meeting starts at 7.
Maybe you know by now you're not a billionaire. The Powerball grand prize has gone up again. No one matched all the numbers in last night's drawing. That means tomorrow's jackpot is up to $1.2 billion, the 4th biggest lottery prize in U.S. history. Don't throw away your tickets, though, because 3 people won $150,000 prizes in North Carolina. And here's a look at the winning numbers: 13, 19, 36, 39, 59. Powerball was 13, the Power Play 3. You can watch tomorrow night's drawing on WRAL right before our 11 p.m. news.
And Jeff, these huge jackpots are the result of a rule change made several years ago. Back in 2015, Powerball lowered the number of red balls from 35 to 26, making it easier to win those small prizes. The game also increased the number of white balls from 59 to 69, making it more difficult to win the jackpot. The odds of winning the jackpot, 1 in 292 million. But there's a chance. There's a chance.
Slim. That's all right. Yeah. Still ahead, President Biden issues a stern message to gas companies amid rising fuel prices. Why he says they're taking advantage of people as the war in Ukraine continues.
And a couple in Wyoming arrives home to find a shocking sight in their yard. How a mountain lion ended up in their window cellar and how they got it out.